friends, this is Pastor Lucas Pin, and this is our Snack for the Journey. And this week we're gonna study. Just gonna fly by a very interesting book in the Old Testament, right after Nehemiah, before the book of Job, is the book of Esther. We always hear about this story, but sometimes we don't understand what is going on. She was living in Persia, and she lived there. She was taken there. The family was taken there. So it's there was a plot against the Jews, and she ended up being the queen. There was a pageant to choose the queen, and she won. She was a very beautiful woman, and she became the queen. So there's a lot of people involved in these stories. We don't have time to go to all the details, but I'd like to share with you some characters, some people in this story, because she ended up saving her people from destruction and kill, and it's a beautiful story. And then there is a festival in the Jewish calendar based in this story. So some people think that this book is here just to give the foundation to help people to understand why they celebrate that story, the Purim celebration, and why they celebrate that festival. But there's many characters here, so we're going to go through the characters instead of going to the whole story and to the whole book. So we're going to go to the main characters in this book. The first one is Xerxes. It's very complicated because there's two X's on the name there, and so it's a very complicated name to pronounce. But he was the king. So chapter 1 verse 1 says, this is what happened during the time of Xerxes. The Xerxes ruled over 127 provinces stretching from India to Kush. So this story happened during the time of this king. He's a very powerful king. I don't know if you like movies, action movies and all that kind of thing, but there is a movie, very interesting movie called 300. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. If you want to see, it's a very interesting movie, because this guy here, his father was killed by the Greeks, and he made war against the Greeks. And the 300 is a very, very well-known story, because he was marching to conquer Greece, and those 300 soldiers, they hold the whole army, and he has a very, very powerful army. So this guy here is the guy that will become husband of Esther. It's a kind of, when you put that in context, I say, well, whoa, she married that guy. Then change the whole thing, and then change the whole thing with how God works things beyond our little world. You know what I mean? Esther was just a girl from a country that was conquered before this guy became king. So she was there way before him, in that sense, and her family was there before. So it was, and then we hear this guy comes to the power. That guy, he came to the power, and becomes king, and then she will become queen, and then she will be able to help her people survive. So that is the whole thing with sometimes we see the world, we see the people in the power, and we do not agree with them. It doesn't matter if it's right or left, whatever, center, whatever aspect of the politician. It's the idea that God is still in control of the whole thing. And God can use those people to do things in the right way, in His way. And that is the beauty of this story here. Because we find this guy here, this king, very powerful, almost godlike thing, very powerful. And then all things working, the providence of God works in a way to put Esther as his wife at that time to save his people. And that is a beautiful story, beautiful story. And we need to understand that God is still sitting on the throne, and He governs and He controls everything. And it's very important for us to understand that. And I hope you can learn that. You can trust in God in no matter what situation, no matter who is holds the power. God still holds the final power, and that is great to know. And this is our snack for the journey. God bless you.